Welcome back. More than half of American children under the age of 11 own a smartphone. That's according to the BBB. Joining us now is the BBB's Robin Householder with some tips on how to protect your kids when they're surfing the internet online. Robin, good morning and thank you for being here.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
That statistic blows my mind that's where we are now. What are the biggest challenges when you hear something like that so many children have a cell phone, little children?
Right. Little kids under the age of 11, they rely on them for school. Think about how kids were educated through the pandemic. And so what we see more and more are these screen-based scams perpetrating these kids' lives. And so there's really four that we want to make sure folks understand. The first is social media. If they're surfing social media, chances are they're going to get pop-up ads. They're going to be targeted specifically for things like games and contests. And what they don't realize is once they click on that link to play that game or to enter into a contest, chances are it's going to be asking for some personal information or asking permission to just download that information from their phone. Well, now you have potential identity theft, you have potential financial theft. And not to mention that it's a child. Nobody needs their information but mom and dad, right? The second one is cell phone scams. Kids are enticed by free ringtones of maybe the hottest new song, or maybe it's a really cool wallpaper that they want. And similar to the social media ad, once they click on that link to download that photo or get that wallpaper, they're being asked for very, very sensitive information, potentially access to payment information that's stored on everyone's phones. And so now you have identity theft, you have potential fraud with your finances. And kids don't know. They don't realize that these are potential risks.
Until it's too late.
Until it's too late, because it looks like so much fun, right? The other is video games. You know, there's a lot of really popular games out there like Minecraft, and so they're enticed with deals or they're enticed with entering into chat rooms to learn about how to play the game better. Well, of course, that's even scary because you don't really know who they're talking to. And more often than not, there is, again, that identity information that becomes available. But I think probably the thing that scares me the most is anything to do with your webcam.
My goodness.
You know, think about prior to 2020, not every device had a webcam on it. Now they all do. And so do children understand the importance of keeping that webcam covered? Or is the parent disconnecting that function? Because if not, you're really giving just about anybody open access to what's going on in that child's life, in their bedroom, in the privacy of your home. And more often than not, when that becomes perpetrated, you now have a blackmail situation.
My goodness. Lots of scary things out there, but you have some advice for folks at home. So what should they be keeping in mind?
Well, first and foremost, pay attention to what your kids are doing. Take advantage of all the different safety features of that smart device, be it your tablet or your phone. Make sure you're talking to your kids about the risks that are involved when they're communicating with strangers. You know, as my kids were growing up, we just called it stranger danger. You know, the importance of knowing who you're interacting with. Make sure that they understand not to click on links without asking you first, or downloading new information without speaking to you first. But again, it's so important just for the parent to be present and monitoring and checking on that phone and checking on that tablet or that laptop to be sure that the students and the kids have not gone somewhere that they shouldn't.
All right, great advice as always, Robin. It's a scary world out there, but
we're
glad you're here to always help us walk through this, so we appreciate it. Folks, we're going to have more of this insight at WKRN.com.